Alrighty, and welcome to This Week in Jump. I'm Turo.
And I'm Ryan. And this week we're going to be going off of my list. And starting off with number 15, we have We Never Learn. For this one, I felt like him running around with Sensei, Narayuki. That was kind of nice.
It was nice seeing her as a very cutesy kind of,
Yes.
essentially college girl.
Well, she's never really been taken out on dates, apparently. She kept to herself, would just wear tracksuits. Wearing the disguise was refreshing. Sharing the couple's drink.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Winning the crane machine.
Yeah, just nice, very, very simple date.
I did like that they got Japanese McDonald's.
Yeah, Whack Donald's.
Whack Donald's. But her main problem in this was that she had been found out because she had to do an interview, and her sister was watching it over and over and over again. And then everybody remembers, oh yeah, she was a figure skater. I wonder what happened to her. And then she starts getting offers at the end of it.
Yes.
And she doesn't know what to do. But we do get a flashback when she's talking with Narayuki. And he was basically wanting to do it for his own, just to be selfish. That he wants to do this for him, about not taking the recommendation. It seems like nobody wants him to have to work any harder than he needs to.
Yeah. It's weird to say for him, but it's kind of a man thing. Like, you want to do it on your own if you're able to. You're pushing yourself forward. You're doing this for you, not someone who handed this to you. And I can kind of respect that.
I didn't feel that it really moved a whole lot along. That's why I didn't put it that much higher on my list.
Yeah,
I am curious as to who the flashback character was. I kind of felt like that might have been his dad, Narayuki's dad, because we've never seen him, I don't think.
I don't
Correct me if I'm
remember
wrong.
that.
So there's like a brief flashback where she's talking to a sensei type figure, and then he wants to go into being a teacher. And I could see that potentially being him, so that's why she has a thing for Narayuki, without knowing that they're related or anything. But it'd be weird if he wouldn't, because they'd have the same last name. But
Could
it's
be
just a possibility.
Could be. I also had We Never Learn quite low.
On your list for this week.
Correct.
Yeah. I wonder if she's going to go actually take the offer to go do figure skating. I don't think she will. I think she'll keep doing teaching. And number 14, Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs.
Okay, also had that one very low. Because I got robbed of everything that I wanted.
Oh, the happy ending. How it was all a dream.
I did not get a battle manga shift. I did not get a happy ending. I got a dream sequence, and I'm mad about it.
I genuinely felt bad that she had to give everything up, and then the way to get her happy ending is for her to do nothing at all. Just exist. Just do everything, let Kogarashi lose his powers, then Yuna will disappear trying to save him and get his powers back. And they basically stop the previous villain who was trying to marry, what's her name, the shinobi.
Let a war happen.
Yeah. You know, small time stuff. And it was the school booklet that triggered her whole memory about all of that. It was painful. It's painful, just like, oh, you got what you wanted, but everybody else is miserable for the most part.
Having to say no to a marriage proposal because you know it's going to end. Her waking up, seeing the person that proposed to her so young now again,
and then just call her by her last name.
Miyazaki. And she's just crying her eyes out. It did make me feel very sad in that moment, but then there was a thought bubble or narration where it just says that she forgot over time, and that just adds more to my frustration with this chapter. That's why it was so low. But at least something happened, not like We Never Learn. I had those two at the very bottom.
Pretty low on your list. Number 13 for me was Chainsaw Man, just because it was going over the events that just happened. I know you're going to hate me for it.
No. Chainsaw Man is the next one on my list as well.
Okay, did we just okay. Yeah, because it was just him in the bed, and Aki just telling him everything that's going on, and explaining to him that he has a contract with the devils, and that's what devil hunters have to do. But giving up flesh to use it, that's a pretty high cost.
It depends, because that was a single attack.
Yes.
It was also, if you looked at the demon attack of the previous chapter, when he used the cone.
Yeah. It completely just obliterated a huge area.
Yes, but it really didn't take much from the part that he sacrificed. I'm thinking that if he gives up more, he can do more devastating attacks, which I want to see him in a much tougher battle. See how he fares there.
I liked how he kept keeping the apples away from him. I'm just going to cut this apple and then just put it here in this plate for you.
Yeah.
Tries to grab it, and he's moving away from Denji.
It's a bargaining chip. Like, he wants something. He is a man of simple wants and needs. So just having apples as a bargaining chip will work for Denji. And Denji just... He forgot about his need to touch boobs. Power had to remind him because... Guess what? Power is now living with Aki and Denji.
Power is just straight up filthy, though. She has horrible hygiene habits.
Yes.
Doesn't bathe, doesn't flush the toilet, doesn't like vegetables.
Yes.
Not very ladylike at all. But
no, but she's not. I'm not sure if she's a lady. She's a devil.
Devil lady.
And Meowie's there, so I'm happy. I'm just ecstatic about Meowie.
You just like the cat.
I just like the cat.
Nothing wrong with that. But no, Denji just thinks she's an angel. He even closes on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll be going into another battle arc. Next on my list was Boruto. Naruto and Delta fight continues. We see her use a new ability where it actually can stop the regeneration of the cells.
Okay.
So it actually nerfs the regenerative powers that Naruto has.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, well, that's actually kind of cool. I don't think we've had anybody where they can stop regeneration. Mm-hmm. Specifically, like, that's explicit.
Yes.
We also see her actually throw Hima up, like, practically going to obliterate her in the air. Mm-hmm. Naruto has to jump in. And I thought Naruto was just going to, like, Kagebushin no Jutsu that. Mm-hmm. Just get out of there and not take any damage. No. We had Kawaki, the kid with the mark on his hand. Mm-hmm. Actually go in, stop the attack, but like it looks like it blew off his hand to protect Hima and Naruto from taking any damage. Forgot to mention that it's all because of Boruto's, because he just wanted to get in there with that invisible Rasengan. He just had to mess up the fight. The flow was going all right, but yeah, Naruto didn't Kagebushin no Jutsu out of that, even though he's like super powerful. I don't know why he didn't just do that. I think he wasn't expecting Kawaki to get in the way, so that's why he didn't. Other than that, that's pretty much everything that happened in this chapter. I didn't have a whole lot to say. Yeah, the lasers use a lot of chakra. Limited use, but powerful. Did you...
I did not read Boruto.
Well, that's pretty much everything that happened in it.
Okay.
And then, sorry, I forgot to mention that Kawaki's like, oh, I think we're even for that vase now, right? That he broke.
No idea.
Do you not read Boruto?
I did not.
Next, number 11, Haikyuu.
Okay, Haikyuu was pretty high for me.
Okay, I would love to hear your explanation on that.
Yes. For Haikyuu, I'm taking this much more from a sports perspective.
Well, yeah, you played tennis.
Yeah, I played tennis and tried doing it religiously. I know how much the first point can really set the pace of the game. If it's going to be very quick, if it's going to be a blowout, or if it's going to be a very even kind of match. This setup was just about getting the first point, showing that these two teams are going head to head and they deserve to be going head to head because they are that similar in strength. So when it shows Hinata getting the first point over the 6-foot wall.
Yeah, getting over Gao. Yeah. I did like how they took the point early on. And apparently he already knew who Hinata was. He was like, oh, I remember seeing you in all the practice footage. And apparently, did you get that the little giant, I guess, had a crush on Psycho?
Yes, it definitely looked like that.
Because
or he just admires the dedication, bravado of her for cheering. Maybe kind of wishes he had some cheering like that nowadays. The little giant, or the former little giant,
OG,
he's invested in this game.
Well, yeah, because it's two little giants both teams have a player in the 160s.
Yes. He used to go to this school. He is seeing how far the game has come with people of his underclassmen, what they're able to do. Maybe he'll reconsider starting up again.
Pursuing it in college, because he's in college right now. But he said he didn't get a lot of offers, but I mean, I guess he could still pursue it. There's nothing stopping him from doing it.
Yeah.
As far as we're aware. I did like how Shoyu, that his friends actually just thought that he was going to be carrying the bags because he was a first year.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the broadcast, and then him and Korai are both on the screen at the same time, and they're like, "What? No way!"
Yeah, that was absolutely
that was perfect timing.
Gratifying for Hinata, for his friends to see him in the limelight, in
being the starter.
What is this? The quarterfinals? Or is this the
top 8?
Yes, top 8.
Yeah, so they're the top 8 in nationals, so that's pretty good considering that.
Considering
that most of their team is first year.
Yes. Also, that if they win this, the next games will be played on center court.
Mm-hmm.
And these will be televised, and everyone
is
going
to
watch.
Is it just, being aired locally, or... They didn't really specify, did they?
I think this is still broadcast nationally for...
I guess it gets a more prime time slot if it's later on in the rounds.
Yes.
I don't know if that was clearly defined.
I was sad you had that one so low. I understand.
I did, but it's because I had some other newer series higher than I have had them in most of my rankings.
Okay.
That's why. And that's my justification. Not that I don't like Haikyuu, I still like it. I mean, that was your number 1 last week, and that was my number 2.
Yes.
So, still like it. Number 10, Neolation. I'm really liking Brother Ta, the monk. I'm really liking him and his interaction between him and Boogie.
I'm finding this Brother Ta very similar to you, like your kind of personality, your kind of go with the flow kind of stuff. So it's pretty funny.
I really like him. He's pretty cool.
Yeah. Boogie is with the Beast organization.
Yeah.
That was
a huge revelation, or
huge revelation. It wasn't hidden either.
No, just right on the inside of the car.
Yeah. People who walk by know what that is, know to stay away from him and the leader, Givaudan.
Yeah, they just refer to him as Gev. I think that's a lot easier, or Geva.
I kind of like Boogie's kind of rationalization that Neo has a beast inside of him, just like Boogie has a monster within himself. I like the way Givaudan is giving personalities /
They're almost like spirit animals.
Yeah, like spirit animals, something that emphasizes who they are. Neo is very smart, like a crow. Crows learn to adapt in their groups in A Murder of Crows.
I always forget that, a group of crows is called a murder.
Yes.
I did like how he just turned his head incredibly slowly and asked who he was whenever he asked him about the mark in the vehicle.
I like Boogie as the current villain. I like him.
He's very cocky.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a crow, and then his is just like a...
monster. It looks like Boogie.
I was going to say the drama masks, how it has the laughter and tragedy. So it's kind of like a combination of those.
Yeah.
At least that's what it looks like to me. But he gives an a Hagao face. He's facing down, I think, because like it depicts him being there. But that was just like, I was like, oh no.
Please no.
Please no. Don't draw that. Please, nobody out there do that. And then the race begins. He actually hacked his car to where he can drift.
Yes, I don't know how that works unless they're using much more electric vehicles.
Car racing was so bad in Japan, they had to make it to where every car manufactured after 2014, because I actually wrote that in my notes, because I was like, that's a random fact, I guess, that they had to make it to where they have anti-lock brakes and they can't drift. So you'd have to go in, rewrite the program, and actually make it to where you could drift again. Wow.
That's a lot to go into just to be able to disable a safety feature. But if it allows this kind of
handling,
go ahead.
But Neo, not to be outdone, does the same thing to Brother Ta's car. Oh, I forgot to mention that Brother Ta was going to confess to Daigo's sister.
It was cute. It was very cute.
And he's like, I can't.
And he bailed, and I think that's him not being ready to do that. Because he essentially just grabbed her by the shoulders and was about to say it, and she was just like, oh, what's going on? She was
clueless.
Very clueless, very oblivious to the fact.
That he
and just thought he was funny. Which is a good thing if this is going to go forward.
So, yeah. At the close, they're neck and neck. Because, Neo can obviously hack a car, no problem. Dude makes cell phones explode. I think he can handle a computer program for a car. Now we get number 9, Hell Warden.
We're so close on everything. It's just one off.
We have Akane being possessed by the Kitsune Nairi. And Higuma has to hold back. Because if he uses Zaijus that are more powerful, he actually will hurt her.
Yeah, he could injure the host, which is a good fact to know for this kind of world.
It sets rules.
We're very much in that phase of learning the rules of this world.
I did like seeing her current self when she's all happy about getting a younger sibling, and then the past self when she didn't want to go home, and then we actually delve into that, where it shows that she was crying on the swings at home, at the park, and she didn't want to go home because her parents were paying more attention to her newborn little sister, and she hates herself for feeling like very selfish for wanting more attention from them.
Yeah, but definitely now she couldn't be happier than getting another sibling and having the Kitsune try to implement these feelings of hate into her were just so counter to what she was, and that's pretty sad.
Nairi is very despicable.
Yeah.
Wanting to literally just stab the pregnant mom and just do horrible things. And just hates children. And it's like, why has everybody got to make a big deal about little babies being born and when they die?
Yeah. I love this shot where Higuma is literally telling the Kitsune to grow up, that it's the one that is acting the child, throwing temper tantrums, and acting very much in the way a child does when they don't get what they want, or something is in front of them that someone else has.
Yeah, they say...
I love that shot.
The most effective thing is a sound argument. When they have no way of counteracting it, it just makes them aggravated. And it actually causes him to lose his cool and get kicked out.
By the huge Manos.
Yeah, it goes right through her body.
Yeah, which, again, setting the rule of not injuring the host, but still being able to use a giant fist on her.
My guess is that's supposed to be a specific one for removing... Like, I guess there's different types.
Maybe. The Higuma's, the Hell Warden's helpers, they have a specific name. But their weapons do that because they were doing that in the previous chapters with the Kudamas, just taking them out of people.
Kobata and Ayaha. Respectively.
Yes, I do think there is a specific name for like not the disciples themselves, but the rank.
And then we see him lash out with anger and start crying, and it's a girl.
What are you talking about?
Look at the last panel. It's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
It wasn't that obvious.
Okay.
I didn't notice that it was a woman. I swear to God.
I
I
Kitsune.
I thought it was just a really effeminate boy. I didn't think it was a girl.
Well,
or a woman.
Possessed. He was possessed, or she was possessing women. So I pretty much assumed it was a girl.
So does that mean you can only possess somebody of the same gender?
I don't think so. But yeah, I was not surprised by that. I thought it was just a girl from the get go.
I didn't. I honestly just thought it was like a, because I mean, I guess I make the comparison to Shippo.
Okay.
A lot of people thought Shippo was a girl.
Yeah, just because of the voice and kind of how cutesy he was.
But he's a boy.
Yeah.
That's why I can never be sure unless they specify with pronouns. It's like, who... Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is a guy... Okay, nope, I see chest pieces.
Okay.
It's a... I figured with the name, I was like, huh, Nairi, why is that a... Okay, maybe it's just a boy. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big deal. It's not like they... I mean, we have characters that are named female characters. It's not an uncommon thing to use the same name for different genders.
Yep.
Number 8. Act age.
Pretty close.
I was more hyped at the end of the last chapter. I did not put it on here. With having the interaction between Shinichi and Kei go into further detail, and how he's basically like flaunting money in front of her.
And she's just picking it up because it's a lot of money. The instinct is to pick up the money.
But she actually faints for a second, and then we finally have it interrupted by her agent. Or, yeah, I would say his agent. Kuroyama. Who actually steps in and interjects and says that he's gonna have to pay a fine for everything that he's doing because he's basically writing an article without permission and
harassing a actor under his employ.
Yes, and apparently it was all a prank, but it doesn't feel like a prank from what happens later.
If she would have said yes, he would have just kept that hand closed and just smudged the letters that were there. If she said no, he had a backup and just say it was a joke.
Well, he wants to play up her angle of being like a tragic heroine because that's profitable. It makes for a lot of sales. People want to see the tragic person come up and be extremely successful. Everybody likes that story. Nobody wants to see the story of somebody who was already successful for the entirety of their career. That's kind of boring.
Yeah, there is no
to be some trial and
there's
tribulation.
No climax there.
Yeah, and then they finish off the running of the Galactic Railroad after they basically just tell Shinichi to leave, that she's not interested, and then Kei goes back to being a regular high school girl for now.
Which is I'm actually I'm excited to see people
interact with her.
Interact at school. I wanted to see it in Higuma, and I got it. I didn't get to experience that.
You want the day-to-day.
In Act Age, I get to see that now. I'm excited about who recognizes her, if she's going to make some friends, because as of right now, I don't know if she has any friends.
She's never said anything about them other than the friends she's met through acting.
Exactly. So I'm really interested if more people open up to her.
It's plausible.
If anyone's mean to her because of that.
Oh, you think you're too good for us now. You can only come in here. I could see that.
Yeah. I hope she's okay because, you know, she's a good girl. She's a good girl.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Maybe next week it'll be higher. But other than and then she has a whole bunch of offers that come through, but they end up turning them down so that way she can actually go to high school. Forgot to mention that before.
Yeah, and that I think that's pretty big of the agency to allow her to do that, rather than, because it goes counter to what they were doing at first, where I want you to practice in this, I want you to practice on this live shoot, I want you to practice on this movie, on the commercial where you're cooking for your parents or cooking for your dad. They were doing those very, very rapidly, and now declining those things so that she can go to school is. I think they're taking her feelings into consideration a lot more now than before.
I would say she's earned it.
Definitely. Stay tuned for part 2.